Are we connected? Ah, yeah, looks like it. Evening all. I think we're connected. Give us a thumbs up as per under the thing. Under here, wherever it is. I'm back to front of my screen again. Very confusing. Or type something down below and then I know it's working. Excellent, 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 excellent. Let me have a look here. Give it a second or two. Evening David, excellent. Dougie, hello. Yes, I've got your message, by the way. I haven't got around to replying yet, but I have got your message, don't worry. Pete, Stella, Peter, excellent, marvellous. Right. I'm absolutely shattered. You wouldn't think making videos would be so tiring, would you? But anyway, it is. I've done about 80, I think, in the last 2 days. Not as much to film, of course. It's humping all the machines up onto the turntable and off again, and just trying to physically find room to get far enough back from things with cameras and lights to film stuff has been a challenge, shall we say, because there's an awful lot of stuff in not very much space, as any of you who've been to visit, I'm sure will testify. But never mind. Come to this time tomorrow, it'll all be gone, all be sold. Well, it'll be gone, will it? But it'll be sold. That's the main thing. So, yes, good. So hopefully you're all registered up for the sale tomorrow. If you haven't, click the link there, or anywhere you see the little blue links, which takes you to Easy Live. Either log in or create an account if you haven't got one already. This is different from your Colcon account, of course. And then click on the register to bid and just follow the instructions. Simple, really. So the spares will start at 10 o'clock. It's 325 lots, I think. So I was hoping I was going to have a half-hour or so tea break before I started the main auction, as it were, at 1 o'clock. But by the looks of things, they'll probably run into each other more or less. So yeah, I mean, spares shouldn't take long to sell, but you can only go so quick. You have to allow for the internet, for the bids to come through, etc. So even though they're cheap things, there's only so fast you can go, or only so fast I can go anyway. But there we are. So hopefully everything machine-wise, I think, has got a video, or just about. I think they all have, and a few other things as well, the autometer and bits and bobs. So we're all good to go. Regarding collection of stuff, if you win anything, remember everything's here in Cambridge. Next week I should be around pretty much every day, days and evenings, if that helps. If you want to come after work or something or whatever. Alan, our regular carrier, he's got a few issues going on at the minute, family things going on, so his timings are going to be a bit out, but you know where he is, get hold of him if you want a quote, and we'll sort stuff out next week. So yeah, it's looking like a pretty good sale. Lots and lots of stuff. So hopefully the prices will be good, because there's a lot of stuff to go around, isn't there? So the next ones after this will be in probably the end of January, I think. We're looking at for the next amusement sale. Will be the stuff left over didn't go in this sale, which will go in that one. Spares mainly. There's probably a good 100 lots of spares didn't get listed because I just ran out of time to sell them, as it were. Because I definitely wouldn't have got 400 and odd, 450 lots done in 3 hours. So they'll go into January. I've got this collection to go and see sort of end of next week or early week after. Basically, as soon as this lot's gone, we've been collected. There's some nice stuff there to come in. And yeah, we keep plodding along, really, see what else happens. So then across Christmas, I think I mentioned the other night, if you tuned in, there's a few things I want to do to the website, because that's not had much done to it for a good few months, really, because obviously the auctions have kind of taken off madly and taken up all my time a lot more than on my time. I've done God knows how many hours this week, well over 100. And there's just only so much you can do, isn't there? That's the thing. But yeah, some little improvements. I keep making notes all the time of ideas and things. So hopefully we'll find a bit of time to sit down and program some of it. And things like adding comments onto photographs and making the database easy to find a way around. Doing the interactive map thing I want to do to chart histories of stuff. So, you know, you could look at zooming into your town and you might find out that years ago there used to be a slot machine manufacturer there, or a fairground yard or something, whatever. So that should be quite interesting. Oh, and then also we've got to get the Paul Mitchell film finished off. Another thing to finish off across winter. So it might actually be done for next year's open day instead of last year's open day, or this year's open day, I should say. So yeah, hey ho. Well, it's definite for Easter, if not before. So there we are. And yeah, then we'll try and organise some more open, you know, collector's day things like we did this year, a few of. Oh dear, excuse me. Next year, Paul's up for doing one again, Easter, which will hopefully coincide, or will coincide with the DVD being finished. Pete Williamson said he'd do it again in the spring. We've still got Dingles to sort out. There's things going on down there, so I don't know, I haven't heard any more, but we definitely want to go down there. Yeah, and anywhere else we can find to go, really. So we'll definitely do some more of those. There we are. Anyway, any questions? Anybody need to know anything about any of the auction lots? That's really why I tuned in tonight, just to see if there's any last minute questions on anything. Anything not clear, anything you need more details on, anything you need to know, then fire away, basically. If not, just tune in tomorrow and bid. And keep bidding until everybody else stops. Dead easy, really, isn't it? Yeah. Mouthful of tea. At the auction today, I didn't have time to look at it at Cotty's auction today. I heard some reports about it, but yeah, hey ho. You might want to think about limiting auction lots in January. I shall certainly be. I won't be taking any spare parts for January. Put it like that. So I need to clear this backlog of stuff that's here. And I think there probably is some with this big collection of stuff that's coming in. There's bound to be some bits and bobs there as well. The chap's been collecting stuff for about 50 years. So inevitably there will probably be some bits and bobs because it's a proper clearance job. So yeah. I used to do 100-hour weeks, but when I was 18, yeah, so did I, funnily enough. Well, maybe not when I was 18. I actually had a proper job for a short period of time. 3.5 years. But although having said that, I was doing the proper job and then working for myself as well. So, yeah. It's not good. I don't recommend it, really. But there we are. The problem is employ people. A, they cost money. And B, by the time you've explained to them what you want them to do, then they've done it wrong. So then you've had to go and do it properly anyway. I've tried in the past and it's just, I end up doing it myself anyway. So, yeah, hey ho. It is what it is. But, yes, limiting lots, well, you know. I don't like turning stuff away. It's not good business to have to turn stuff away. But I don't think there'll be as much in January sale. There's just, I think it's, I don't know. There was a couple of sort of smallish collections and a couple of batches that came in this time. Machine wise, I think there's probably 3 vendors who put sort of 10 machines in each. Having a good old bit of a clear out that sort of batch of early stuff, and then there was sort of 2 batches of all wins that came in all together. So that sort of made up 30 lots. Then there's part of that thing of it's just as it always was. November always was the busy one. People save their stuff up for it at the end of the year. I don't know why, they just did. And maybe it's that tradition carried on. So it'll be interesting to see what the sales of the new year do. Yeah. Don't know. We shall see, won't we? But yeah, end of January and then end of March. So end of every odd numbered month, basically, is the plan. And if machines and everything to get through, you generally each month, well, that was monthly, bear in mind, not 2 monthly, although we didn't do January and February. But most months would probably have 40 machines, I'd say on average, somewhere between, 30 was sort of low and 50 was a good month. So around about 40 probably a month. Other than the November sale, when there was usually about 100 or more. A couple of times I had to take all the chairs out. People will probably remember, because I had so much stuff rammed in there. We could hardly get the people in to all the chairs out. And had standing room only, which annoyed some people. But hey ho. So yeah, we're sort of, creeping back toward that level again, which is good. Because we did wonder if it would, especially with the online thing. But a lot of people are getting the hang of it. Some of them reluctantly. Some of my more senior collectors, shall we say, who don't like these things, don't like change, don't like the internet. But they're having to kind of get used to it. And when they do, they kind of actually eventually think, oh, actually, it's not too bad. It's not too difficult. And then it's quite easy, and you haven't got to spend the whole day going somewhere and not buy anything. So yeah, a lot of people are coming round to it. It does miss that social thing. That's what everybody misses, including me. But that's why we try to do these open days, and we'll do a few more next year again. Because I enjoy doing them, and the people who have come have always enjoyed them. And yeah, it's nice to catch up with the people, see some stuff, and actually have time to chat to people, really. And it kind of forced me to get a few of my machines out of the shed and clean them up a little bit to take them to show people. And I've got a lot more stuff to show people, as I'm sure you all have. So we will carry on in that vein. I don't know when we'll sort the first one of those for. Probably February, maybe. It gets, that time of year, probably the roads can be bad, can't they? And cold and not quite so good for travelling. But we'll see what the weather looks like. Need to do one sort of southeast somewhere. We haven't done yet. Maybe southeast of London. That sort of, down into Kent. There's quite a few collectors down that way, around the other side of London. If we can find a venue. And then also sort of down the south, well, we do tend to do Dingles, but kind of in the middle of the south, kind of Hampshire-ish way, that kind of area, perhaps. Because we've sort of done east, we've done the middle, we've done up north, but the arcade there. So yeah, we need to do south and west to catch some people would be good. So if anybody has any ideas of venues or own a venue or somewhere we can come to, doesn't have to be machine collection or fairgrounding, but something that you think you might all be interested in. Might be, I don't know, you might collect motorbikes, perhaps you've got a shed full of. But as long as you've got a bit of a space where a few of us could congregate, somewhere to park a car and have a cup of tea, basically. I'm sure we'd round a few people up and have a jolly day out. So yeah, so there's not much else to tell you really. It's just basically a tune in case anybody needed to know anything. but it seems that you're all fine and you don't. Somebody said apparently there's people playing football again tomorrow afternoon. So could I get the auction done quickly? So I'll try. Try Gaydon. Yeah, Gaydon's a strange place because they generally want lots of money to hire it. I did do an auction there years ago. But I got a very good deal because I kind of knew, or Dave Huber knows the entertainment manager chap there, but I think he might have left now. So can't get quite just a good deal. It's a great location where it is. It's just odd how it runs, and the kind of the management of the place is very strange. They'd rather like have the place empty than let you hire a hall for a reasonable amount of money. It's one of those. So a lot of the time it stands empty. But the pub was good, the Northampton pub, because that basically, as long as everybody bought a pint or two, they were happy. We had the room for nothing, which means I didn't have to charge anybody anything or try and sell tickets or anything. It's a nice central spot there, car park, straight into the room. So we'll go there again, hopefully. Just quite a big catchment around, you know, within sort of an hour or so of Northampton. There's a lot of people. So we'll try and do that one again. But that chain, I'm trying to think what the pub chain is. But they've got a lot of pubs, so we might be able to find some other pubs. They're in the same chain that've got rooms we can have. Because it's nice if you're out today, and you're about to have a Sunday lunch and a pint. So yeah, put your thinking hats on that over the sort of the Christmas time, and if you come up with any bright ideas, then do let me know. So yeah, so auction tomorrow night we'll do the usual Sunday night video. We'll go through have a look at the prices that stuff sold for, and have a bit of a digest of all of that. There'll be quite a lot to get through, hopefully, and see what we think. See how the prices are holding up in the face of worldwide doom and gloom, etc. But it's interesting. Collectibles across the board seem to be holding up or going up. Very interesting. Other auctions I've looked at, just other bits and bobs that interest me. Prices don't seem to be going down or anything. Only up. So yeah. Is it a good time to buy? Who knows? Probably. We shall see. We shall see. But there's certainly some nice stuff. Certainly some nice stuff to buy. So get it bought, is my advice. Just remember, was it 14% inflation? So your £1,000 in the bank is only going to be worth £860 this time next year. Where if you buy £1,000 all-in, chances are it will still be worth £1,000 at least this time next year, if not more. So, not that I'm a qualified financial advisor, of course, so I'm not allowed to recommend you buy an all-in, technically speaking, because that might constitute financial advice. But personally, if I had a spare £1,000, I'd buy an all-in rather than leave it in the bank, should we say. In fact, I might do that. Which one is your favourite of what we've got for sale? Oh, that's a good question. What's my favourite of what we've got for sale? I tend to like War Machines more than Bandits. I think probably this French one, Le Manitou, is just such a beautiful looking thing. Untouched. Lovely castings, lovely mech, cash box. And it's a bit unusual because it's left-hand hinge door, coin slot in the centre of the door instead of to the side. Original lock key, just a lovely, lovely thing. yeah, I'd say that's probably my favourite one in the sale. But I'm sure it won't be the most expensive, probably won't be the cheapest either, but yeah. Well, that's quite funny, interesting, the 30 slot thing, that's quite good, I like that. Dear. The pinballs, really, I've been playing them, well, to just have a quick play of the pinballs just to video them today. And yeah, which is very awkward when you're trying to play a pinball machine with the camera, and of course you want to, the camera needs to be where you need to be to play it. So I'm right off at a very, very strange angle trying to ping the flippers when I can't really see where the ball is. So yes, that's interesting, trying to film a pinball machine being played. Because I was trying to keep the playfield and the back box being shot so you can see the scored were in the back, the ball feature in the back box. But yeah, they're both of them quite good games really for old ones. So there we are. Right, should we call that a night then? I think we will. I think nobody needs to know anything, which is good. So tune in tomorrow just before 10 on the Easy Live. We'll try and sell you some bits. You can leave absentee bids, of course. Don't forget, you don't have to sit through it all. Oops. On anything, you know, if you want to leave a bid on, what do I know? What might you need to leave a bid on? Yeah, look, you might need a governor top, say. So just you can use the auto bid feature. It's got a little instruction there, and the +1 thing as well, and you can do it on any of the lots. The +1 is handy because if there's two, you know, if you say you think, oh, I'll pay £10 for that. Obviously, in an auction, there's always two people. If the other person was to bid £10, what the +1, if you tick the little +1 box next to your bid, then it would bid £11 for you, or £12, whatever the next bid is. But only goes one extra bid. So that's a useful thing to just to think about. Yeah. Les, how many lots now do you anticipate? Well, I will try and get all the spares done before 1 o'clock, so it's 100 and odd lots an hour for those. The main auction bit tends to be a bit slow because it takes longer because there's more bids in more expensive things. So I think we usually do about 80 or so an hour. It tends to be a bit slow. You notice actually most online auctions tend to be a bit slower than in-person auctions because there's always that slight lag with the internet and you're waiting just to make sure no one's coming back with an extra bid. So there is that inherent little bit of delay which does slow it down a little bit. So yeah, the spares hopefully, well, as I say, they need to be at least 100 an hour to get done by 1 o'clock. And then the proper auction, I'll go as quick as I can, but probably realistically about 80 an hour, I should think. So yeah. I don't know when this football match is that people keep getting excited about. Apparently some people are playing football tomorrow. I mean, you think grown men have something better to do, wouldn't you? Why aren't they buying nice slot machines and bits of fairground junk? Much better way of spending your Sunday than playing football, surely. Anyway, there we are. So that's that. We'll see you all tomorrow, hopefully, for the sale. Hopefully we can sell you something, and then we'll catch up again tomorrow night. If I've got any voice left, at the usual time, 8:05 on here on YouTube again. I'll send an email out tomorrow with the link in, and it'll be on the website, of course. And then tomorrow night we'll have a look for all the prices, see what stuff sold for, and chew it over. See what we think was a bargain, what we thought made good money, and what we thought was about right, really. Dave says, you need a flask of tea. Yeah, I have got these nice new big, oh, can you see, look, Christmas Mickey Mouse mugs. They're good, aren't they? These hold 2 of my ordinary mugs of tea, so these are quite good. But yeah, trouble is, drink too much tea, then I need to have a pee, don't I? So I'd have to have a pee break, a tea and pee break. But that was the plan after the spares, that I might have a you know, 15-20 minutes before starting the main sale, but I think it's going to be a bit tight. So might have to be yeah, one might run into the other. Hey ho, what I really need, a glamorous assistant, don't I? I can need a glamorous assistant to keep bringing me tea. That'd be good. Trouble is, glamorous assistants cost lots of money. I've never been able to afford one, so hey ho. On that note, it's probably time to go. So catch you tomorrow. Oops. And shove that there. Oops. Have a jolly evening. Nighty night.